up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a finally Friday. It's almost a football day. We have football coming up this weekend. If you're into the college game, like myself, don't have time for the NFL, and I'm not really interested in it. But don't forget, you're running out of time. Get your Buckeye gear, the buckeyecast.com. Everything is still on sale, the entire site. Go check it out. Highly recommend it. Get something for your family, friends. Your season of giving, right? Give all year long. So today's topic is Devin Brown ready to be your QB1 for the Buckeyes? Hit me in the comments. Let me know. Yes, no, maybe. He is only in his second year. He'll be in his second year going into the 2024 season. Obviously, he has to start in this Cotton Bowl coming up with just, the limited options. We're not going to start a guy that's been on campus for 6 months. Not going to start a Tristan Gebbia. So Devin's the guy. This is the path. Maybe a year earlier than we planned, but so let's talk about Devin here. He was an early enrollee in January of 2022. So he was a 2022 guy, been on campus for almost 2 years. All right. So by the time the bowl game rolls around and we start getting into spring, it will be a full 2 years. So you got to love this guy's grit, his toughness, his attitude he brings, leadership, all these things. Honestly, I'll put my hand up right now and remind you guys, I was in full support of Kyle McCord before the beginning of the 23 season. He had the extra year of experience in the system. I felt like he was a 5-star also, so yes, I was on board with the Kyle McCord system. But he lost me in the last couple of weeks where he was still making the same mistakes in week 12 that he was in week 1. We saw that rear its head, against the cheaters. So, again, I take full responsibility for what I said, and I supported Kyle. I thought he would improve over a 12-week season. He didn't. And that's why he's looking at schools like no longer looking at Nebraska. I don't think Matt Rule is going to play games with his dad, with Kyle's dad. And also they got Dylan Raiola coming in there at Nebraska. You might have guaranteed the job to a Dylan Ravioli. So that's why Kyle's looking at a Syracuse, maybe. That's quite a step down. But anyways, enough about Kyle. This is about Devin. So again, early enrollee in 22. So January. So put him at almost 2 full years of experience in the offense with the system, building up his body. So let's talk about him as a recruit here a bit. Let's flash back to one Draper, Utah, Corner Canyon High School. He's 6'2.5", 196 pounds coming out of high school. I've got a full scouting breakdown here. Was almost a 5-star. He's on 9808, which again, somebody has to tell me why a 98 is not a 5-star. I think that's horse shit. But anyways, overall ranked 43rd in the country in his class, number 6 QB, number 1 player in the state of Utah. Had crystal balls all over the place, SC, of course, with all of that crap that went on there. I have all of his in the 40. He ran a 4.8, and that was at the Elite 11 finals. So he did make it to the Elite 11, which is of note. I think it should be noted, especially in 2021. I believe that would have been his senior year. But yeah, vertical 32.8. That was in March of 21. So a full year before he graduated. 190 pounds is what he weighed in at back in the 2021 Elite 11. But His scouting profile coming out of high school goes like this: a long frame with room to add muscle, carries 190 pounds well, continues to fill out. He's a dynamic quarterback with a basketball background. We love these guys that play two sports. Shows very good arm strength and zip on his passes. Flashes the ability to make off-platform throws without losing velocity. That's one of those key points where a lot of quarterbacks can make those fancy, in shorts and a t-shirt kind of throw, off one foot, but can they do it without losing velocity on the ball? He does it without losing the velocity. Also, he distributes to all levels of the field, looks extremely comfortable rolling out to space. Displays good timing and anticipation over the middle, mechanically sound and quick to release the football. I love a quick release. Just don't ask my wife about that. Athletic and tough enough to plant his foot and gain yards with his legs. We've seen that. Could continue to improve decision-making and tendency to chase the big play. Needs to improve his touch and loft in tighter windows. Potential multi-year starter at elite Power 5 level. And second-day NFL draft projection. That's coming out of high school. So they're giving him a second-day NFL draft projection. So he played in Arizona, then transferred to Draper, Utah, the Corner Canyon for his senior year. So looking at him now, let's kind of fast forward here. Now he's full 6'3", 213, so he's put on substantial muscle. Again, sophomore, second-year guy. He is considered now they have him listed as a top 5 prospect in his class. But anyways, let's look at some of his stats from this year. He really didn't do anything last year. He played in like 15 plays in 2022 as a true freshman. But this year, he actually got meaningful reps against real teams, right? I mean, so starting off against Indiana, he went 1 for 3, just -2 yards. -2 yards is a little shitty screen pass. Did have a carry for -3. It was probably a kneel down. Against Youngstown State is where he really showed kind of his highlights. He had a lot of big time plays, big time throws. Really, just take the opponent off the field and don't even look at the logo on the side of the helmet. He made some nice plays, man. I'm telling you. What do you have here? I think he went in like the second quarter. It was like 28-7. One sec. Yeah, he had nice throw to Fleming so he's on the right hash, takes the ball, and Fleming is lined up on the left side, just runs like a 15-yard out. Let me count the yards here. Yeah, about 10 to 15 on the line on the left sideline. So he's throwing from right hash to left sideline, puts it there on a dime. Defender's not even in the picture, but again, doesn't matter. That is elite arm strength. When you can go from right hash to left sideline on a dime, on a line, that's how, we get a CJ Stroud kind of quality quarterback. He shows nice movement against Youngstown State. He takes the ball, gets pressured quickly, rolls out to the right, throws to G. Scott, who is running like a little bit of a 10-yard out on the right side. So he's rolling right. G. Scott's coming up about a 10-yard out to the right, hits him in stride with a bunch of defenders around and makes an excellent throw. It's almost a cross-body throw, but not quite, those kind that you cringe at. But it was a nice play. And he just moved the ball, moved the chains consistently throughout this Youngstown State game. He rolled out, looks good. I can't show you guys the video, unfortunately, because YouTube hates me. It's personal. It's personal at this point. They definitely don't want me to make money. So anyways, then Devin has a couple carries. Nice carry for a first down. What did he throw for? 100 yards, 7 of 13 against Youngstown State. 6 carries for 9 yards. That includes sacks. So I don't know what the sack adjusted is on that. Western Kentucky, he gets in there, goes 3 for 4 for 40 yards, touchdown. Did have the bad pick. Got to remember that. Can't forget the bad stuff. Then had 2 carries, 4 yards. Against Purdue is where they really used him in that red zone package. He did have the 1 touchdown, the bomb to Brandon Innes. I think it was a 58-yarder. But he just went 1 for 2 there, but had 8 carries with 20 yards and the touchdown. My favorite play of Devin Brown's short career so far is when they're in the red zone package down to like the 2 or something. He takes it off tackle by himself. I think he was up under center and just buries his face mask into the defender's chest and runs him into the end zone for the touchdown. That's Devin Brown in a nutshell. I'm in a nutshell. Austin Powers for the kids out there. So his toughness, his grit, and then his spirit, he gets up after making that play and he's hyped, and everybody rallies around him. That is going to be a huge change from what we just watched. And even with CJ to some degree, CJ Stroud was not super emotional on the field. He did his goofy dancing and shit like that. But I think the spirit and the energy really is what all the players talked about in the interviews the other day with Devin. They all talked about the spirit and energy he brings. So again, he hasn't done a lot in the college game. He has this past season, he had a total of almost 200 yards passing, 35 rushing, did have 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and then 1 touchdown rushing. So I feel like he's on track. He might be a little earlier than maybe the plan was with Ryan Day, but I think he's on track, and judging by this Cotton Bowl is going to show you how good he is. I know it's Missouri, but they are an SEC team, right? I mean, these guys do well in the SEC. I know they're in, you could say, the softer side of the conference, but they always give Georgia a hard time. So pay attention to how Devin does against a real defense. This Missouri team is a real defense. And hey, their logo is a block M. We enjoy beating up on a block M every chance we can get. So watch how Devin does against this defense, throwing, making decisions, taking care of the ball, these key points. I know he can make all the throws, but making the right decisions, the routine plays routinely, all of that is what I'm looking for. And so hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. How do you feel? Do you feel Devin's ready to be QB of this team in 2024? All right. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.